White smoke from the exhaust is typically caused by water vapor, coolant leaks, and other engine-related issues. When temperatures inside the engine rise, steam may form, which could be an indication of a cracked cylinder head. A malfunctioning head gasket or other engine component can also result in white exhaust smoke, which can be a serious cause for concern if left unaddressed.
At 18, you can be called for jury duty, sign up for the military draft and get married without parental consent. But one thing you may not be able to do is rent a car. This is because many companies won't rent a car to anyone under the age of 21, and those that do will often charge a hefty additional fee for the privilege.
The risk of hitting a deer varies by time of day, day of the week, the monthly lunar cycle and seasons of the year. These accident cycles are partly a function of driver behavior. They are highest when traffic is heavy, drivers are least alert and driving conditions are poorest for spotting animals. They are also affected by deer behavior. The earliest speakers of English spoke Old English. It developed in a turbulent period of British history. This was just after the Romans had left Britain, around 1600 years ago. The Romans had colonized Britain, but they abandoned the country in the 5th century because the Roman Empire was collapsing all around them.
The origins of sushi can be traced back to ancient China, where the preservation of fish was a necessity. During the 2nd century AD, the Chinese began fermenting fish by wrapping it in rice and allowing it to ferment over time. The rice was discarded, and the fish was consumed. Sushi made its way to Japan in the 8th century, introduced by Buddhist monks who used fermentation techniques to preserve fish.
That new baby smell could also serve an evolutionary purpose, for example, to help a mother identify her baby more easily, similar to how babies can identify their mothers by smell almost immediately. Several studies have shown that most mothers can identify their babies by smell alone. It may also help a woman bond with her baby.
In cold weather or during a startup, water vapor present in the exhaust system can create white smoke, while blue smoke might be an indication of a different issue. Exhaust emissions, a natural byproduct of the combustion process, are typically harmless, as they dissipate quickly once the engine warms up.
IPOs give the company's initial investors a chance to make a return that justifies the risk they took in backing it early on. Their own shares stand to grow in value as they become worth the price that they are trading on the stock market. The legions of investors who buy shares in the newly public company stand to watch their stake rise quickly in value as well.
How mosquitoes seek out and feed on their hosts are important factors in how a virus circulates in nature. Mosquitoes spread diseases by acting as carriers of viruses and other pathogens. A mosquito that bites a person infected with a virus can acquire the virus and pass it on to the next person it bites.
Countries that are members of the United Nations are obligated to report cases of unusual diseases that have the potential to become global health threats. In May 2022, more than a dozen countries in Europe, the Americas, and other regions of the world that had never before had cases of monkeypox started to report cases occurring within their borders.
Our ears are highly sensitive to loud noise. Even very short exposures to high-level sounds that's anything above 132 decibels can cause permanent hearing loss for some people. That's true even if it's just a brief blast. A single gunshot or fireworks explosion can cause immediate damage to the ear.
Medicare was created in 1965 as a safety net health insurance program for older Americans. All Americans over 65 years old qualify for Medicare health coverage, regardless of pre-existing conditions. And Medicare covers a significant portion of the costs of doctor's office visits, treatments, surgeries, and prescription medications, although Medicare recipients also pay annual premiums and out-of-pocket costs. Brown is the most common eye color in the world. Between 70 and 80% of the world's population have eyes that are some shade of brown, from the darkest dark brown to light brown. It's thought that all ancient humans living 10,000 years ago or more had brown eyes. Shortages of certain products like meat or toilet paper are certainly annoying and inconvenient. That said, people can live without them, so it's not such a big deal in the grand scheme of things. However, the baby formula shortage of 2022 is pretty scary stuff for parents of infants, not to mention adults who have medical conditions that require such products to survive. There are several variables for calculating the distance a person can cover in 10,000 steps per day, including their height, stride length, and physical ability, as well as the terrain. You can use a step count goal of 10,000 average daily steps as a personal activity benchmark to promote accountability and healthy habits in daily life. The Federal Reserve is not funded by Congress. Instead, it's funded by the interest earned on securities it buys, plus fees it receives for services it provides to banking institutions, including check clearing and fund transferring. All net earnings of the Federal Reserve banks are transferred to the U.S. Treasury. Using GDP alone as a measure of a nation's wealth only tells you half of the story. Bigger and more populous countries have a distinct advantage since they have more workers to produce more goods and services. The only way to make an apple-to-apple comparison is to calculate each country's GDP per capita.